All right, and welcome back to the Big Sunday Show. Texas Governor Greg Abbott doubling down on recent action that allows state law enforcement to return illegal immigrants to the U.S. border as counties push for the governor to declare it an invasion.
I know that the word invasion comes with technical responses. Do you believe this is an invasion?
So the technical reasons for it lie in the Constitution. The purpose of using those words is it triggers certain additional ways and strategies that states can use their powers to try to protect against actions such as this that are driven by the cartels. And now we have this new tool where we are now returning them to the border. All of these are completely unprecedented. No state in the history of the United States of America has ever done this.
Well, and the border is on pace to be another record. Leaked data published by the Washington Examiner shows as many as 161,000 children could come across the border alone without a parent or guardian. You know, Jimmy, for the Biden administration, it seems the relationship with the truth is a little bit complicated. Because if you hear from the White House, they talk about that there's not a crisis at the border, and it was really bad under the previous administration, but not so much him. But if we can pull up a full screen for a second, I want to talk to you about the nationwide unaccompanied minor encounters. In 2021, it was a little under 150,000. So far, you have about 101,000. And I can tell you in 2019, it was down to 80,000. But the new projections that were leaked from the DHS showed up to 161,000. I mean, call me crazy, but that seems like a problem.
Well, according to Biden, and this is the frustration when it comes to the border, is there's been such an obsession with emphasizing the perception over the reality. If you remember when this started a few months into his presidency, he was like, all right, the numbers are going up, but it's seasonal. It's going to go away when the weather changes. But the weather has changed multiple times, but the numbers have only gone one way. They've continued to go up. And this is so emblematic of everything that's wrong with this administration. It's not a problem till it is a problem, till it's ultra MAGA, I can't believe it's not MAGA, or it's Putin's fault. And the problem I have here, and it really does break my heart, is there's an indifference to real suffering going on in our country right now. Fentanyl poisoning, not overdoses, poisonings. These people are being poisoned. They're taking recreational amounts of drugs and dying. And I like to get that out there because I feel like when parents hear overdose, they think, well, not my kid. He's not a problematic drug user, but you don't have to be. But the reality is fentanyl is the leading killer for people in this country between the ages of 18 and 45. Not COVID, not monkeypox, not using the wrong pronouns at Disney World. It is fentanyl. And the fact that they're not prioritizing the border and they're showing such an indifference to the suffering, I really do consider it disgusting. The only silver lining I can add to this conversation, because I'm always trying to be a silver lining guy, is I do selfishly like watching Greg Abbott talk about this on TV, because every time Biden's name comes up, he looks like he's going to drop an F-bomb on national television. And it like cheers me up a little, but then you go back to the numbers and you're like, God, this guy sucks, you know?
You know, Jimmy makes a very good point here. First of all, you know, I want to bring up, listening to the press secretary, it seems like any time that someone starts talking about something, they immediately want to point fingers and call names to other people. Take a listen to the press secretary talking about Governor Abbott.
Immigration enforcement is a federal authority, and states should not be mandating it, meddling in it. That is just, especially the Texas Governor of Abbott, who has a track record of causing chaos and confusion at the border. But again, this is immigration enforcement is a federal authority.
You know, Joey, she makes the point that saying that it's Governor Abbott that's causing chaos and confusion, and they also like to say, well, he's calling it an invasion, and so they are trying to come up with ways to paint Governor Abbott as being, you know, the bad guy here. But what is your take on that term invasion?
Well, okay, well, we are being invaded by fentanyl and cartels. That's true. We are being invaded by human bodies that are being pushed here. Some of them not by their own volition, and that's part of the problem as well. But even if you take that step back, the reason why that terminology is so important is it gives the Texas governor an opportunity to declare a state of emergency. I don't remember the proper nomenclature in the moment, but essentially what it would do is it would pit the Texas government with their constitution against the United States federal officers down there. And we were interviewing Dan Crenshaw on Fox and Friends, and he said the only problem with the governor taking this next step is the visuals of literally federal officers arresting Texas state officers and putting our own law enforcement, that most of them are trying to do the same thing, against each other, which pulls all the resources away from what both of them are trying to do. It is an absolute mess, and it is chaos there. But it's chaos there because we've spent so many decades not handling this issue. I come from a town that's 78% Hispanic, and Fox News viewers know I say this all the time. I point that out not to bring some credibility to myself, but to let viewers know I understand this issue from both sides. And let me tell you, I went to high school with a bunch of dreamers and a bunch of first-generation Americans, and they don't want the next generation of immigrants to go through what their parents went through, being here illegally, living in the shadows, and not being able to actually take part of this American dream. And it's our government's responsibility to have an immigration system that gets the amount of immigrants here we need and does so in a safe and legal manner. And anything other than that is a press secretary trying to pass the buck.
Well, and that seems to be what they're doing when it comes to immigration. But we have to leave it there, guys.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.